Hello, my name is Rhonda Kitchens and I am your faculty librarian. I'm here to help you with research, printing, working on a PowerPoint to some degree, researching for the PowerPoint, absolutely, all sorts of different things. Did you know librarians did that? Come in and ask me what we do. I'm going to go over some of those today. I'm going to start out with showing you how to get to the library. We're at bigbend.edu. We hope to share that we're going to launch through My Apps soon, but right now, just go to Academics and go to the library. This is our library page. So, guess what this is? This is our curbside service that we used during COVID, but we decided to keep it. You can schedule library pickups. Let me show you this form. It's really quite great. Our library director, Tim Furman, built it, and it is a marvel in everything you need to do. It includes borrowing agreements. If you've never borrowed from us before, you can fill this out online, and we have it in English, Spanish, and here at the library we're going to be adding these Russian and Ukrainian as well. You just fill in this information, your student ID, that's your CTC link, and all these other forms. You could ask for technology, laptops, mouse. Your webcam failed? We got one here for you. You could ask for print books. Here's a way for you to look them up, and we can have them available for the desk or at the back if you would like to pick them up at the curbside. You can also do printing requests. That's right, we can have it printed out and available to you when you arrive. Here's all the details. Do you need food? Yes, we give out Viking pantry items as well. We have all sorts of things we have here for you, and if you see something you think we should be doing, we always love to hear about that because we want to improve our student support services. So that's this bright green bar right at the top of all the main things. Here, of course, is the home button. This is the library catalog. I'm going to show it to you a little bit briefly. This is going to be what's in the physical library right here on campus, plus about 20% of our databases, which contain videos, ebooks, and articles, scholarly and otherwise. So this is a really great place to get started. And if you want a real book or see our new books, you'll be able to find those here because we do have readings that support your recreational needs as well as your academic needs. Databases A to Z, we have over 100 databases. That may sound like a lot, but Central University has like 353. University of Washington has over 700. So I like to think of this as a little starter package of great databases that you just won't use here, but you'll use as you go on, even if you end up at Harvard getting your doctorate. It'll look very much the same. Here's about, if you want to read about our policies, yes, you can bring food and have your lunch here in the library. In fact, we'd love to see you. And our hours are here. They do frequently change, so check them out if you're coming from a long distance, definitely. Here are some things that may be useful. This is class guides. Sometimes your professor will work with a librarian to create a multimedia package of goodness for your research. And here, I think this one might be pretty good. You'll see we have some keywords, suggested resources, because we have 100 databases. If you just need to know the 5 or 2 you need to get this particular project done, doesn't that work out a lot better? So we usually have sort of a video to tell you how to do it, not unlike this one. I like to think I'm fairly upbeat on video, and I'm also when you come in because I really love talking to you about your research. I'm going to go back to the home. This is where we have some of our new books. We have some really great, exciting ones out right now. I think you'll be surprised and delighted. The writing center is very important for you too. You need to work with your essays, putting together a thesis, going over grammar and different things like that. The writing here is not only here for you in person, on campus, it is also available to you online. This will be the in-person hours that you can come in. You could just walk right in. And this is the Zoom hours where you can work with them online. And this is where you click to go use those hours. Also here, it has these wonderful handouts. And what they've done is put together the most used citations and documentation styles that you need here. All of these handouts are excellent. They're here online. If you want a print copy, just come right in. So all of this should be extremely helpful to you at some point. Sometimes you just need a little nudge. Sometimes you might need someone to give you a different opinion about how you have arranged your work. We have BAS resources. Here we do separate the databases. We brought a strong, powerful one called ProQuest Business One that is supporting that particular effort. And it's really great, even if you're not in that program, if you're working on things about business, supply chains, agricultural business, all that. right here. Library orientations and webinars will be this right here, right now. And this will give you the list that you can sign up for. And guess what? If you think I should do another one, let me know. If I miss one and you don't understand it and you want to come talk to me about it in person, make an appointment. I would be glad to see you. Now, a lot of times people will say that the library has textbooks. We have some textbooks. And if you want to know what those are, this is a link to show you what they are. And you can put them on hold right up here if they are available. We do not have everything. And this will show you what we have. And we try to diminish the number as we pull them off the shelf. Your best guess at getting, your best chance at getting these is the first week of the quarter. Tutorials are where the orientations and webinars are recorded and other special pieces. And interlibrary loan, if you see something you want and suppose something says, this is like $42 if you want a copy of this, come here and we'll be able to find you a copy one way or the other. Sometimes we have it on campus, sometimes you can ask for it from other places. Citation and plagiarism, this will be an area that will be growing probably a lot in the fall, but it does help you with some APA, MLA, and some other ideas. This is if you'd like to request books, materials for purchase. This is more for recreational reading. If you'd like to help us build our graphic novel collection, I welcome your suggestions. We also collect poetry, things for the Pacific Northwest area, history, and all the goodness. So if you'd like us to have something available in the library, let me know, and we'll try to get it in. I think these are self-explanatory. Scholarly articles, sometimes you will have an assignment to ask for a scholarly article. Like, what is that, and where do I find it? This is a pretty solid piece on all the different types that may be there, but oftentimes it's going to require a research scholarly article, and I go over this piece exhaustively here. I have little pieces that highlight all the explanations. So this is the criteria you'll use in finding a scholarly article. I also have a presentation on that, so I'm not going to go over that today, but it has a video, it has an augmented image, it has a list of things to look for. So it's pretty power packed, and it actually is one of our most used pieces on the library website. So here is our passion project showcase. We have one each quarter. Students, staff, everybody, you're invited to attend. Now, Dr. Owens will be doing it, our music instructor, on June the 2nd at 7. You're invited. It will be here at the William C. Bonaudi Library. The library also puts out a sort of a publication, an e-magazine, as it were, and we're on issue number 18. And these are really beautiful things. They're usually from a lot of faculty, but as I find them, students and staff will also be featured, because we want to talk about how people use research in our lives, and everybody has a different approach and different things they use. So I hope you'll go in and look at these, especially if one of your faculty members are here, and if you'd like to suggest yourself, some others to be a part of this series, please reach out to me. Right now I'm doing about one a quarter. I think that's 3 times a year. So this is going to be your main piece about the library. You got the services, you know, we have webcams, you know, we can walk something out to the curb for you if you make an appointment, all these wonderful things for you. So let's look at the library catalog really fast. I'm going to do global warming, and I'm just going to click search. And this is what it will look like. Suppose I am looking for a book on global warming. You see here, it has a book, says it's a book, but when you see available online, that means it's in one of our online databases. And what's on our shelf, I think at this point we have 6 times as many books online than off. And these are great because you can get to them at midnight at 2 a.m. And you can also search them by chapter. If you absolutely need something that's here on campus, a book that you can hold, which we still totally support, click held at the library, and that's going to show our books that can be checked out. And these will use the Library of Congress number, and you could use these. We'll be able to walk you to the place if you can't find it, or put it aside for you if you want to pick it up, or out at curbside as well. So this will let you know this is the location, QC 981.8 G56 G581. So you'd write this down on a piece of paper, or just take your phone into the stacks and find it. Also, as you probably noticed, let me get rid of that. You can also find articles, multiple versions of things, and all sorts of different types of formats. This happens to be ebook. As you go on, you'll see different articles as well. In fact, you can specifically ask for articles, and those will be the things that come up. But sometimes they're not always full text, but they should get you into an excellent database. See, in fact, we have some things from Nature magazine. So that is one thing you could do here at the library catalog. Now, the database A to Z is a little bit different. We have over 174 databases. These are the 3 most used. You don't understand something, you can also come here and use Ask a Librarian. Guess what? You can use that at 2 a.m. too. You will not be talking to me, but you could be talking to a colleague of mine from Australia or the UK. I spend part of my Wednesdays talking to students from the UK. And if you think MLA is hard, wait till you experience, they have a Harvard type documentation classification system they use, and I tell you, I get to struggle with you on those. So one of the ones that you probably will use most here, Academic Search Premier and ProQuest, will things that will go on to you if you go to other colleges. Even when you're working on dissertations, you'll be using versions of these. Now, a database is pretty much like Netflix. It's a collection of digital objects you can search, and when the database is really lively, it'll tell you if you found this, you'll also like this. This Opposing Viewpoints, you don't even have to tell it to look for full text or things of that nature. It's curated with full text items, so what you see is what you get. And sometimes when you're starting out with research, it's really kind of useful. And when I can type, it's also useful. Global warming. And it comes up. And here it divides things up. Sometimes you might have an assignment that asks you to use only academic journals or bring in magazines, newspapers, primary sources, videos. This has everything separated out for your use, and what you see is what you get. You can also filter it by date. You can click this just to make sure, but in most cases it's going to be what you can get to. So while this looks like there's only 3, there's actually 1,400. So when you go up here, you can use other words and keywords to narrow it down. The only thing I don't enjoy about this over, say, Academic Search Complete or ProQuest is because the articles are in HTML, so you don't always get the images, the tables, and the other things that may be useful for you. And it's not really enjoyable reading sometimes without those. It does not have PDFs, but it's useful. You can use it. It'll be great for your research. And again, usually what you see is what you get. And it has up here under the quote, if you're not really strong with your citation yet, you're able to come in here and copy and correct these. Do not use them as is. Usually the author's capitalization, italics may be a little bit off. Sometimes it includes this, which is how we use to sign in, and that's not going to be useful. So make sure you use and look at the different rules. Again, those handouts from the Writing Center will be very useful. And make sure you pick the type of item that you're using. Some of your professors will be using MLA. Some may be using APA. Others might be using Chicago, and this is the one that hurts me. I do not know it yet, but it is available here. You're like, should I pick one? Ask your professor. Make sure you ask your professor and pick the one that they like the most or tell you to use. Very important right there. Always talk to the person who's grading your paper and has made that assignment. So this was super fast. I think I'm going to wrap up here with 15 minutes, and this was a big, huge gallop through the library. Let me take you back home. I want to make sure you know right over here is Ask a Librarian. If you have a question, just use this. If you want to make an appointment with me, I'm down here. I'm Rhonda Kitchens, but any of these people here, we'd all be glad to hear from you, talk to you. This is our phone number. And again, if you're trying to look for our hours, because we'd love for you to come here and study, our hours are right here. And conveniently, where the hours are, you will also see our happy faces, so you can contact us if you need additional help. So this is a really fast 15-minute overview of the library. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you ever have any questions, because as you can tell, there's really a lot of things here, we'd be glad to talk to you about all of those things. Have the best possible day and a great quarter. And welcome to Big Bend Community College if it's your first one. Have a great day.